Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. This is William Hindman. I'm your host. And this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job or they just screw shit up, guys. Hey, this one today comes to us from Unsolved Mysteries and Crimes, or Crime. Mysteries and Crime. Please go over to them. Tell them I sent you over there. Check them out and check out their videos. Hit their subscribe and their like and share. And tell them I sent you guys over there. And while you're here, please hit my subscribe button. We're trying to get to 3,500. I need your help. Thank you. Also hit the like, share, and thumbs up, and leave me a comment because I read the comments. This one here is about a little old lady and the Denver cops. Now, I want you to watch. These Denver cops show up in military gear in a military style vehicle. These are local cops. What are they doing in military gear? These clowns are public servants. They're not Rambo. You know, they're not, Lone Wolf McCade. They're just idiot cops. They don't need to have on military gear. Okay? Especially when you're at a little old lady's house that's over 80 years old. And the reason that they're at her house is because they got a ping on a cell phone. You get a ping on a cell phone and you're going to destroy an 80-year-old lady's house? Are you that stupid? And they even check before they go in because they're not sure if they should do this. Gee, you think so? You know, these cops are morons. Well, they just cost Denver $18 million. The citizens of Denver now get to pay $18 million because these clowns in uniform had to get up in military garb and go tear this lady's house apart. You know, I don't get these morons. They boggle my mind. You know, you have a little old lady and you're looking for a cell phone, guns, a pickup, pickup truck. Oh, she could have hid that in her backyard. Oh, in the closet. Yeah. These guys are morons. They shouldn't even be cops. Anyway, let's check the video out, guys.
Just want to go to the seat back. Do you have anything on you you're not supposed to?
Huh?
Do you have any guns or knives or anything?
No. Oh, no. I don't have any.
Come sit back in. Anyone inside? 5380. Denver Police Department with a search warrant. You need to come to the door with your hands up. I'll tell you what's up. So nobody else is in the house, man?
No, nobody else is in the house.
Okay, there, the owner says, there's nobody else in my house. But yet, over the loudspeaker, come to the door, we're going to kick you in. If you don't come to the door, we have a search warrant. These guys are morons. Absolutely ground-proving. Couldn't find their ass with both hands that were sitting on them. Moronic clowns. Incredible. And then you go in and trash your house. Idiots. Well, you cost the citizens of Denver 18 mil, so way to go, guys. Why in the hell doesn't that come out of the pension funds of these clown cops? Let their pension funds pay for this. Let's see how funny it is then. Let's see if you like getting all up in, military gear then. Going in and busting up an old lady's home. I bet it's not as funny then.
Okay, so they got a search warrant for your house. Okay, there was some evidence that they believe is in the house.
Oh, yeah, that's code 440 of place west of Central. Suspects in custody.
A Denver jury awarded millions of dollars to a 78-year-old Montbello woman on Friday after determining that Denver police violated her rights by surrounding her home, ordering her outside with a bullhorn, and then searching her home.
I see stuff like this on the movie, but I didn't think it'd ever happen.
Denver police officers outfitted in military-style SWAT gear descended on Johnson's residence to serve the search warrant. Standing on her yard next to an armored tactical vehicle, the officers ordered Johnson to leave her home.
All right, boys, we're here. Anyone going inside, 5380. Denver Police Department with a search warrant. You come to the door with your hands up.
The officers were searching for a stolen cell phone, which was thought to be inside a stolen truck, along with several firearms, including assault rifles belonging to a citizen.
Now you heard that. A phone, a pickup truck, several firearms in this little old lady's house. And one cop couldn't have went in and looked. You know, can you unlock the door for me? Sure. Go and look. Where are you going to hide the truck? Underneath the sofa? Underneath your bed? It's a pickup truck, you morons!
The owner of the stolen truck informed police he utilized Apple's Find My iPhone program, which indicated the missing iPhone twice pinged near the intersection where Johnson lived.
Just wanted to see back. Do you have anything on you not supposed to?
Near the intersection? Not at her house? Near the intersection? Are you kidding me? God, these cops are just... Can they become any more brain dead? Is it possible?
Do you have any guns or knives?
Oh, no. I don't have any.
Come sit back here.
Johnson was watching television when she heard a megaphone outside her home in Denver's Montbello area. Police instructed anyone in the house to come out with their hands raised. Johnson came out her front door in a bathrobe, hat, and slippers, shocked to see an armored truck parked on her property. Officers with firearms and a K-9 surrounded her property. I didn't want them coming in there shooting, I said, exiting.
Tell you what's up. So nobody else is in the house, man?
No, nobody else is in the house.
Okay, so they got a search warrant for your house, okay? There was some evidence that they believe is in the house.
The police SWAT squad stated they had secured a warrant to search Johnson's home based on pings from an iPhone left in the truck using the Find My app. The cargo also included firearms, which posed a potential threat.
Now, did you hear that? The iPhone was in the truck with the firearms. So it could be under her bed, it could be under the sofa, it could be under the cushions in the sofa. You know, you can hide a pickup truck. That's easy. Maybe she had it in her bathrobe. Did anybody check? Morons.
Well, I'm going to walk you over there and we're going to talk to some detectives, okay? Once we can make some more announcements, just give me a...
You know, the sad part is that citizens like us have to pay for these morons. I think they should pay for it out of their pension funds. Let's see how funny it is then. I bet it's freaking hilarious.
Minute and double check that nobody else snuck in the house on you, okay?
Okay,
What's
they
your name,
can't
ma'am?
sneak in the house because my door is locked.
Oh, good for you.
So I'm in here by myself.
Oh, you are? Okay.
My name is Ruby Johnson.
Okay, Miss Johnson, just give us a second and then I'll get you over to those detectives, okay?
Okay. That's weird. I see stuff like this on the movie, but I didn't think it'd ever happen.
Well, we knew you were a star, so we were going to make you a movie star today.
Officers were then observed debating whether they had made the proper decision. Certainly the woman appeared innocent.
You guys believe in her? What
Yeah.
she's saying? Alright. You good, Sarge? Alright, then you're gonna move up. Okay.
Johnson waited in the back of a police car for hours as authorities searched her home, creating unnecessary damage, according to the lawsuit. She told police where her garage door opener was, but they used a battering hammer to shatter the door and frame. As the cops executed a knock-and-announce warrant at Johnson's home, she claimed they destroyed the garage door with a battering ram, pulled away a ceiling panel, damaged a valuable doll, and left the property in shambles. The officers discovered nothing. Johnson had nothing to do with the stolen goods.
And the thing is, they questioned themselves on this and did it anyway. Well, we got a party going. Why not? You know, let's go ahead and just jig in as deep as we can. $18 million worth. So I have a question. When they put an application in for officers, do they put, the dumbest people in town, IQ of 15 or less, stupidity wanted? How do they find anybody? Or they just put up like a popsicle stand? The guy walks up, oh, you got popsicles? Can I have a popsicle? Well, you got to sign right here and become an officer. Do I get popsicles? I do? Okay, I sign. Incredible. Yeah, you're going to find a pickup truck in there, ain't you, buddy?
Snowblower.
After examining the shed and coming up empty-handed, the officers decided to look in another part of the home, despite the fact that there was no indication of the truck.
Yeah, see, they could have put a truck behind that cardboard box. The cardboard box was hiding the truck. No? Damn.
No people.
Did you look up on the shelf? It could have been behind some rags.
It's clear.
If she has the keys, what are you doing with a battering ram, you moron? Oh, God, this is killing me.
Damn.
I can't even understand stupidity like this. You have to be the dumbest individual in Colorado to be part of this squad.
It's just like a wall.
Officers were also observed on body cam, discussing the possibility that Mrs. Johnson had nothing to do with it, and that her son was the major suspect, looking for another scapegoat for their botched move, which they intended to conceal.
Is her son, like, if they run him, and is he a criminal? Better way to put it?
Mrs. Johnson was arrested while sitting in the rear of the car, and after the authorities found nothing, they returned to ask Mrs. Johnson if her grandkids were participating in any criminal behavior.
Miss Johnson, did you have any grandkids over recently?
Did I have any?
Yeah,
grandkids?
like maybe yesterday.
Oh, no.
No.
On the other hand, the rest of the SWAT squad was still inside her house, causing property damage and yielding nothing in return.
Inside Johnson's home continues.
These guys are actually retards. And I'm not talking about a handicapped. I'm talking about the retard that has all of his faculties in his head and in his mind and is so messed up he lives under a bridge in a box. These guys are idiots. Absolutely idiots. It's no wonder she got paid. Ah!
See how there's dust all over those planks? I took my hand and wiped one. There's no way somebody walked it.
Finally, after destroying all of her property and discovering nothing from her home, the SWAT squad leaves the scene, claiming it was all a misunderstanding.
Anything, Nate? All right.
Yeah, it's a misunderstanding. You guys are morons.
We're going to call it good.
Johnson and the ACLU of Colorado sued police for $8 million, claiming the cops lacked sufficient proof for the search warrant and used excessive force during the raid. The region that was indicated on the app as the likely location of the phone stretched at least 6 homes and 4 blocks, according to an illustration on the complaint that was also shown in the affidavit. The lawsuit alleged that the detective who started it all never did an independent investigation into the truck owner's allegations about the phone pings before requesting a search warrant and invading the house, causing widespread destruction.
And why was that firearm left on the ground like that instead of slung like it's supposed to be? What a moron. God almighty.
Johnson claimed in her lawsuit that the raid made her scared of being at home alone. Following the tragedy, she left her house of 4 decades.
It's kind of hard for me to feel safe when I hear noise and everything.
The attorney added that the victim will undoubtedly win the lawsuit because the cops violated numerous laws while following process.
The detective didn't have adequate grounds, didn't do proper investigation, should never have applied for the warrant. The supervisor should have vetoed it. The DA should have, stopped it, and the judge should not have issued it.
A jury ruled that Denver Police Detective Gary Staub and Sergeant Gregory Bushy violated the state's constitution by hastily seeking, obtaining, and executing a search warrant on Ruby Johnson's home without probable cause or appropriate investigation. The decision occurred after the owner came forward and recorded a statement regarding the app's inaccuracies and cops' rushed decisions, which cost Mrs. Johnson her home. Later, Mrs. Johnson's lawyer claimed she was threatened by cops not to file a complaint because she was old and couldn't take the pressure, but she did. And when her complaint was not resolved, she filed this lawsuit claiming $8 million, which they won, and the verdict was safe and soon to be released by order.
She's an incredibly strong and brave woman. I think they did underestimate her willingness to make sure that this didn't happen to anyone else.
Where do you think she's hiding the rifle?
That led to a 5-day jury trial and a judgment in...
Where do you think she's hiring? What? The moron asked, where do you think she's hiding the rifle? Probably the same place she hid the pickup truck. You god... Ow! How stupid can you be?
Ruby's favor of $3.76 million.
The verdict came shortly after the lawsuit was filed, cops testified, and the jury determined that Denver Police Detective Gary Staub and his supervisor, Sergeant Gregory Bushy, had no legal justification for the search of Ruby Johnson's home in January 2022, after only a week-long trial in Denver District Court. Jurors found earlier this month that Staub and Bushy behaved with willful and wanton disregard for Johnson's constitutional right to be free from arbitrary searches and seizures, according to the ACLU of Colorado. They had originally given Johnson $1.26 million in compensatory damages and $2.5 million in punitive damages.
This was quite the story. On Monday, a jury awarded Ruby Johnson nearly $4 million after finding that Denver police violated her rights when a SWAT team raided her home in January of 2022, searching for a stolen truck, cash, and guns. They found none of that, and the jury concluded police did not have probable cause.
Denver police declined to comment on the jury's verdict. When the case was filed, Department of Public Safety officials apologized to Johnson for any negative impacts the raid may have had on her, but they refused to accept responsibility for any of their conduct.
Denver Police Division Chief Joe Montoya says the approach officers used was gentle.
Well, race had nothing to do with where that phone pinged. We don't, when a phone pings to a home, if this phone was pinging in in southeast Denver, Cherry Creek, we're still going to go in and try to get those guns. What we need to start doing, and I believe we're going to start doing, is follow up with these communities after an event like that occurs. In this case, I think it would have went a long way into, healing some of this.
Yeah, but
My question is, where are the brains in this outfit? Do any of you in Denver, these cops, have any common sense whatsoever of any kind? Or you guys just wander around aimlessly? They said it could have been 4 or a half a dozen of their homes in a 4-block radius. Hello? You picked one? And you didn't even follow up on it to see if maybe there's some truth to it? You guys are idiots.
but it's a process. I think it's going to take you some time.
Yeah.
It's going to take you some time
Yeah,
because this is
something.
traumatic. It's
It
traumatic.
was.
Nice thing is she's a millionaire, thanks to the taxpayers of Denver, because the cops can't do their job right.
It was.
Yeah.
So I need to get out of Mount Bellow.
Yeah.
The city will pay the $3.76 million in damages, but the 2 suing officers may be required to pay up to $25,000 if the city establishes in a separate case that they acted in bad faith. Last Thursday, Denver District Judge Stephanie Scoville upped the award to an even $4 million. So, collectively, Mrs. Johnson was awarded $4.25 million. And warning were also issued to alleged cops.
Okay, guys, so I guess it wasn't an 18 million. It was only 4.5. It's absolutely ridiculous. There should have been no reason whatsoever this ever happened, except if you have incompetent morons doing a job they have no business doing. Flat simple. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And, oh my God, I now have a migraine. Always fill in the police because they're not your friends, guys. Be safe.